guys, so we are going to bring you another really basic cool sugar wax tutorial, but I have here Miss Shannon, the Sugar Mama, and we're going to show both the waxing technique as well as the sugaring technique. So what I like to do is we're going to show you specifically the pluses and minuses, because I think they work both well in both techniques, but I want to emphasize for our sugaristas, because a lot of them are contacting me asking me can they use it, and I want to show you guys how we're going to use it in sugar world and how we're going to use it in the waxing world. Okay, all right, so let's get our sugar. So I'm going to deposit like I normally do in the normal direction of waxing. Okay,
and I'm going to start in the direction that a sugar pro would go, which is down actually at the ankle, and going against the direction of hair growth like I always teach. And we're going to let that sugar wax seep into the follicles. I love this for an alternative to using the hand method of sugar paste, because as you can see, it's really easy technique. You still go slow, nice and light here on the application against the direction of hair growth. I'm standing up straight. My hand is nice and loose. I can talk to the client, use it as a great opportunity to help them to relax, talk to them about their week, how they've been, because it is just a very simple, slow, fluid technique. I'm not pushing down hard, nice light hand, and I'm applying this sugar wax to the entire leg all at once.
What I like about it too is that you really can manipulate this as much as you want depending on the hair type. And I always talk about hair type because we all know hair type is different. We have fine, we have vellus, we have coarse, we have curly, we have multi-follicle hair as well. And as you can see, I'm really manipulating it. So it's running off of the stick and I'm pushing it into the follicle, which is very different than waxing. We're so used to just slapping on and slapping off that this, for some people who want to come and start using a sugar wax, can be very frustrating. I've had a lot of you who have tried it have just said, oh, Stephanie, this is horrible. I don't get it. It's not taking out any hair. But ever since we put out our first video and we're showing how we're manipulating it consistently into the hair, everybody's telling me, oh, I'm not doing that. So that's why I wanted to bring in my good friend, Miss Shannon here, and that we're really showing the versatility of it. Because this is a very versatile wax. This is not a normal resin-based wax. It is sugar. So if you've had a response from me and I've told you, remember, this is not sugar and you don't really understand what that means, this is not wax. Wax is a resin-based, or wax is a plastic. And so you really want to understand the difference in application. So that's why we're showing both techniques. I'm doing in the waxing direction. Miss Shannon is going in the opposite. We're still going to use our cotton to remove.
This is a really great product to use for those of you who are frustrated with your leg time. I get a lot of response on social media that the hand method it takes a while. And us estheticians, we tend to be a little impatient. Mm-hmm. You have to be real patient with this sugar.
Yes, you do.
Now, it feels like it's going on slow, but it's the application of allowing this sugar to seep. We're going to let it sit, and then the removal is quick. So you make up for the time on the back end. This is really a neat difference. It's almost like you apply the sugar wax and then you squeegee off the excess, is the word that I've been using for it when I've been using it on my clients. Watch how we squeegee off that excess, and it makes it really thin. So, Miss Stephanie, when I first used this, I didn't really quite understand how thin the application.
You didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I thought it was chunky, it was sticky, it was all over the place. And then you brought me in and showed me the right way, which is really thin, where you just are almost pulling the excess off. And what I do with the excess now is I just bring it up here toward the top of the knees.
Absolutely.
Now, I will say that when we did try this together, we tried the sugaring technique, which is what I'm doing. You did the wax technique, which is, you know, with the direction of hair growth for application. And we found that it actually hurts a little bit more to use it in the sugaring technique. I think it's because we're getting that hair out in the direction of hair growth. Maybe we're wrapping around the bulb, and it's got to be something with the bulb. But the application is a little more tender with the sugar technique.
Yes.
But see how thin, and it's getting to be like glass. So if we weren't double doing her here, we would be actually sugaring the one leg like this, let it sit, let it seep, let the sugar seep down into the follicles. Where wax is different, remember, with resins and
polymers. Yes.
It shrink wraps around the hair and slides the hair out against the direction of hair growth. This sugar right now is seeping down into the follicles, which is why we want to just leave it set.
And I think the difference is with waxing, we're not used to letting anything sit. We see it, oh, gotta go get it. This is a process. So when I did our first video, I literally did one leg. I completely did the manipulation of the sugar, left it alone, came over to this leg, completely did the manipulation here. By the time I was done with this leg, I was able to come right back and remove everything from that leg. So what we're going to do is we're talking, and we talked to our client here, and she's gracious enough to give us feedback. She did say that this application is a little bit more painful. This one felt like a massage, which I've never had a client say that it feels like a massage.
There's a quote right there.
That's a quote.
Tweet that.
Yeah, we're going to tweet. So in this specific application, we did do our prep. So you didn't see that on camera. We prepped with our powder. We also did the application. We have the lavender water on available if it ever goes into places we don't want it. The one nice thing about cleanup on this, again, it's sugar. So all we have to do is use water and it'll clean right up. So that's a big difference versus wax. But I want to re-emphasize, we are allowing it to set into the follicle. We manipulated it. We did our 3 passes. We're letting it sit. Miss Shannon is going to remove it with the cotton in the sugar direction. I'm going to remove it in the direction of wax, which means I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up to my knee. Okay. So the other thing that I think we need to really reiterate yet again is our cotton. Our cotton is stiff. This is the key to success, is the cotton right here. Miss Shannon and I had long discussion about our cotton versus Pellin. Pellin works okay in certain situations, but legs, you definitely need to have cotton. And my cotton is stiff. I love my cotton. You know, I only have one.
You know, I worked with the Pellin and actually tried muslin just for kicks. And that sugar just seeps up into the fibers and it gets all over the place. So really, truly, your cotton works the best with this. And I get it in a big fat roll, and I have it for a long time.
All right, so we're going to remove.
I like to give it a little nudge. She's a little less patient because she's the waxer.
Yes, I like to get it. Yeah.
Flick. Now, she made a noise on me for that one.
Yes, she did.
Apparently, in the sugar technique, it hurts a little bit more. Here's what I found, though, at the end. For you sugar pros, when you're used to only using the hand method, it's different to put a strip back in your hand. But look how clean that's coming out. No redness whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And Stephanie, yes. I do love the fact that it's one strip for the whole section.
Oh, you know me, honey. I don't play. You got to make your money now. Can't be wasting sticks and strips.
No. And sugar pros, we do not like all the sticks and strips. So this is a happy medium. Look at that. Happy medium. One strip, one stick per each side. It's not multiple double dipping sticks and strips. It's sugar. It's against the direction of hair growth for application with the direction of hair growth. And you're done. A little bit faster, a little bit easier to use. No heater required, so you're not going to have that heat factor.
Nope.
And if you're looking for an alternative, if you're a sugar pro and you just can't get that hand method down fast enough, this is a nice alternative.
Absolutely. All right, guys. As always, let's wax.